I'm Robert Bell. I'm Executive Director of World Teleport Association. We have four excellent speakers. One of those is Stuart Daughtridge of Kratos. We'll also be hearing from Fulvio Sansone, who's co-founder and Chief Technology Officer at SatADSL. To Olivier Gommes, your Director of Technology Innovation at Marlink Enterprises, which is actually a user of this service. And finally, Adrian Redfern, Product Manager at AXESS Networks for EMEA. Again, Adrian's company is a partner or a user of this platform. We're going to be talking some more now with Adrian and Olivier, and because their companies made the decision to partner with SatADSL and extend the range of their services. So SatADSL could easily be considered a competitor. What persuaded you to connect with the platform and work with them?
After really understanding what they were trying to do in the model, I suddenly realized that there was a two-way stream here. I mean, there was the ability for us to buy, obviously, the services, but more so to sell. And that, as Fulvio has explained, they've got over 100 resellers effectively out there in sub-Saharan Africa. And so it came straight to the discussion of, well, what's the investment? What do we need to do? And what is the risk? Which is obviously very closely correlated to that investment. Fundamentally, the investment is negligible. It's a question of engineering, and it's a question of putting our heads together with the SatADSL team, a great bunch of people, by the way, and to figure out the types of services, the sort of competitive price point we wanted to be at, and look at what was going to be perhaps good at breaking into the market. That's really how we saw it at the time.
I mean, it was an opportunity for us to perceive SatADSL as a global player first, but also as a complement of our value proposition. For me, we never perceived at any time any competition here. We from a marketing standpoint, we have positioned SatADSL at the right place in our overall portfolio for the broadband and the partner, as it has been explained by Fulvio. But also, it provides an access to new beams, to new satellites, to extend also a reach. Sometimes you don't have to deploy any platform, as it has been explained by Adrian. But also, the win-win partnership is also on the in return, I would say, it also we have also provided to them a competitive pricing on our hubs on a global scale, and a lot of flexibility in terms of portability on our worldwide platforms. Then from the beginning, I think that the discussion was quite smart and fair, and we find the right positioning of SatADSL immediately.
Fundamentally, the way we see it at the moment is this is really a great opportunity to be in with what this platform does at its trial phase, and that's one of the beauties of this partnership, is that it's incredibly flexible, right? We have the ability to set out the contract terms we want. We have the ability to discuss the price points. We're very open with SatADSL, figuring out the types of services that we want to put forward. And fundamentally, once we review those, maybe 6 months, a year down the line, depending on what works and what doesn't, we can then backtrack on some things, change certain things. I mean, that's the beauty of the platform. It's so versatile that we can consider new types of services, again, with no capex. And that means it gives us effectively an opportunity for us and our engineering teams to put our heads together and look at how different satellite services work in different markets and different regions, because they are very different, and then try something and see how it works out. With regards to the clients, we have there is protectionism there. We do have the ability to choose which clients we put forth for this type of service. There's always a discussion with the larger clients whether we want to actually, do the capex ourselves and invest the hardware to set them up, or whether it's more effective to go through SatADSL. But fundamentally, that's where partnerships is key, is really understanding that we're all working together to try and fulfill the client's needs. And I think that's really important. You need to have a certain level of trust in the partners that you choose and how you move forward with them.
Olivier, do you have anything to add to that from your own experience?
No, I think Adrian has done a good summary. It's trust and transparency is fundamental here. We are really I don't remind any time we were competing between Marlink and SatADSL. It's really, I would say, a good commercial partnership where we know when it is our business and when it is their business. And I think it works fine, especially in where they are strong. It's how to leverage mutually our strengths for different segments, different geography. And also how to extend our reach. Then for me, it's more again. For me, it's more a competitive advantage than really a threat for our business. It's really a competitive advantage. Yeah.
What is it that you are required that you need to commit to? So what are those risks that you need to commit to as a partner? And I guess we'll use that word of neXat.
I mean, fundamentally, very little, because it's a system that's in flux. So you're figuring it out, you're working together, you're moving forward together, and you're trying to figure out ultimately what works for the client. I mean, that's what we're all here doing.
Yeah, on my side, as I say, the positioning of the SatADSL value proposition is more on the broadband and partners, and definitely the platform as a service approach with all the features associated, like creating voucher and all the features which will make the end user or the partner life easier are particularly good. It's definitely one of the features. The second one is, as I said, is more technically and more in terms of geography. It opened up new geographies to us without the need to deploy any new hub, new technology, new antenna. Then it's really in terms of growth. We can start with SatADSL offer, while when the scale will be sufficient to deploy our own infrastructure, then it's really where it appears to be like an enabler to us, and especially when you start to look at new businesses and new geographies. Then for me, plus, as I said, platform as a service and all the features related to voucher and fair use policy and prepaid and so on are really the key ones.
Wave of the future, Adrian?
Yeah, I mean, Olivier has basically tapped on all the points. The only one I would add is that they have a very good software team, a very good bunch of engineers that, you know, we like to come up and discuss things with them and at great lengths look at ideas, and every now and then we come up with something that could be put into their development pipeline. And I think that's also interesting, is to sort of look at where this is going, you know, really take stock of where it's working best and then try and push that avenue forward. And it's really on the back of people doing the hard work like SatADSL that you can do that and really get that sort of focus, and from it develop new services.
Stuart, I'm going to give the last word to you. Again, you've worked with the folks at SatADSL. Do you think that this is opening up new avenues for the entire ground segment business to find, to create new value that has not existed there before?
Yeah, absolutely. I think from an industry perspective, we have to move towards these technologies and these capabilities. And, you know, we love what SatADSL is doing and how they're innovating around the OSS/BS level, you know, using virtualization, using cloud technology to, you know, offer a platform as a service. As an industry, we see that the innovation to move to these technologies is critical. You know, we're in the ground station, and as Fulvio said, they're behind the ground station at the OSS/BS level. But we love the fact that they're bringing this same innovation and same technology, just at a different layer that we're working at.